Hey, what's going on, guys? What's happening? YouTube got an interesting story from the Wall Street Journal today, and the title of this story is Amazon changed the search algorithm in ways that boost its own products. The e-commerce giant overcame internal dissent from engineers and lawyers. People familiar with the move say. So I happened to see this, I think on Reddit today, and of course the Wall Street Journal gates all their content. You got to subscribe to it. So. I was curious about this, so I went and found another article from ARS Technica, who goes into a little bit further. And I was kind of surprised Amazon actually put out a rebuttal, which normally companies don't comment on stuff like this. Although this article seems to say that the rebuttal doesn't really necessarily prove that this Wall Street Journal article is wrong. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys are like me, and you're kind of like, well, no shit. Like, Amazon has this giant platform and can push whatever products they want. Like, whose products are they going to push? Are they going to push their own products that they likely have a much better margin on, or are they going to push my product where, don't get me wrong, they're making money, right? They're making 15% of 15% sales fee, plus they're making a fulfillment fee off of that. But I'm sure they're still making more off of their own product. This is kind of, you know, this has kind of been a long-running debate that, like, when we sell on Amazon and Amazon has access to all our internal sales data, Amazon claims that they don't use that to source their own products and compete with you and things like that. And obviously, that's the correct PR thing to say. Really, do we really believe that? Like, of course not. Of course, Amazon's using our internal sales data to compete with us, even though, in a sense, we as Amazon sellers are also kind of Amazon customers because we are paying Amazon advertising fees, fulfillment fees, long-term storage fees. And the idea that Amazon isn't going to show their product above your product, I mean, I think you have to be naive to believe that. Um, Amazon, first off, someone's going to be on me. Every time I make a video, this thing's dying. Um, Amazon hasn't necessarily shown themselves to be like a super ethical company to begin with. Plus, like, look at what other companies have done. I mean, companies will continue selling products that they know hurt people, kill people, poison people. Shit, man, it happens every time we do this. So to think that Amazon isn't going to, um, do the ethical thing and show products based on what people are searching for as opposed to what makes them the most money is just kind of silly. So the article goes on to say Amazon changed its search algorithm in ways to boost its own products despite concerns raised by employees who oppose the move. The Wall Street Journal reported today, and I showed you that Wall Street Journal article. The change was made late last year and was contested internally, the Wall Street Journal reported. People who worked on the project told the Wall Street Journal that Amazon optimized the secret algorithm that ranks listings, so instead of showing customers mainly the most relevant and best-selling listings when they search, as it has for more than a decade, the site also gives a boost to items that are more profitable for the company. And this is my first time reading through this article, so we'll kind of get into this. But I know Amazon had come under fire a year or two back for saying that basically Amazon wasn't going to show you the best price. So if you're searching Amazon thinking you're going to find the best deal, like, that's not the case. You're going to have to search a little bit deeper and price compare because Amazon isn't necessarily going to show you the best deal. But here it seems to say that Amazon is trying to show products that are most profitable for them, which I imagine in most cases is going to be their own products. The goal was to favor Amazon-made products as well as third-party products that rank high in what the company calls contribution profit. Considered a better measure of products' profitability because it factors in non-fixed expenses such as shipping and advertising, leaving the amount left over to cover Amazon's fixed costs at the Wall Street Journal. So, this would make sense to me as well. Like, if Amazon can show you two products from a third party, and one's going to get Amazon either more money in final value fees or more money in fulfillment fees, like, well, yeah, of course they're gonna show the one that's going to make them the most money. Amazon made the change indirectly, the Wall Street Journal reported. Instead of adding profitability into the algorithm itself, Amazon changed the algorithm to prioritize factors that correlate with profitability, the article said. When contacted by ARS, Amazon said it does not optimize the rankings of its search results for profitability. And like I said, I was kind of surprised to see Amazon respond back because normally companies don't. The Wall Street Journal article has it wrong. We explained at length in their scoop from unnamed sources was not factually accurate, but they went ahead with the story anyways. The fact is we have not changed the criteria we use to rank search results to include profitability. We feature the products the customers will want, regardless of whether they are our own brands or product offered by our selling partners, as any store would do. We consider the profitability of the products we list and feature on the site, but it is just one metric and is not in any way a key driver. So they're pretty much admitting, like, yeah, we do factor profitability, it's just not the main factor. Amazon also gave us the same statement it provided to the Journal, but these statements don't necessarily disprove the Wall Street Journal's main point, which is that Amazon changed the algorithm in ways that prioritize profitability without adding it directly to the algorithm. Amazon did acknowledge that it examines long-term profitability when it tests new features. Amazon's control over platform investigated. The report was published as Amazon and other big web giants faced a congressional antitrust probe into whether they abuse the control they wield over their platform. In a letter to Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos, the House Judiciary Committee demanded executive communications about the algorithm that determines the search rankings of products on Amazon's platform. Going into this whole kind of like investigation into Amazon as well as other tech companies, I have seen a number of people on the Seller Central forums and Reddit. A lot of larger sellers have been contacted by the government, kind of asking questions about, like, do they feel Amazon's fair, the fees are fair, like, kind of all stuff about policies. Amazon's lawyers rejected an early proposal to add profit directly into the algorithm because of concerns that it would create trouble with antitrust regulators, the Journal reported. This concern was inspired partly by a $2.42 billion fine the European Commission issued to Google in 2017 for abusing its market dominance as a search engine by giving illegal advantage to other Google products in comparison shopping services. Amazon told ARS that its private label products are only about 1% of total sales. This is far less than other retailers, many of whom have private label products that represent 25% or more of their sales. Amazon's algorithm changes. Amazon declined to discuss the inner workings of its algorithm, the Wall Street Journal report said, but the Journal report offered these details based on its sources. When engineers tested new variables in the algorithm, Amazon gauges the results against a handful of metrics. Among these metrics, unit sales of listings and the dollar value of orders for listings. Positive results for the metrics correlated with a customer satisfaction and helped determine the ranking of listings a search presented to the customer. Now engineers would need to consider another metric, improving profitability, said the people who worked on the project. Variables added to the algorithm would essentially become what one of the people called proxies for profit. The variables would correlate with improved profitability for Amazon, but an outside observer might not be able to tell that. The variables could also inherently be good for the customer. For the algorithm to understand what was most profitable for Amazon, the engineers had to import data on contribution profit for all items sold, these people said. The laborious process meant extracting shipping information from Amazon warehouses to calculate contribution profit. Amazon engineers added new variables to the algorithm to ensure that search results scored higher on the profitability metric, but a Journal source declined to say what those new variables were, the report said. The Wall Street Journal continued, a review committee that approves all additions to the algorithm has sent engineers back into their proposed variable produces search results with a lower score on the profitability metric. Excuse me, guys. You are making an incentive system for engineers to build features that directly or indirectly improve profitability, the person said, and that's not a good thing. Amazon's response to the Wall Street Journal and ARS stressed that other factors can still override profitability in search results. Amazon pointed out that it recently improved the discoverability of items that could be delivered the same day, even though it hurt profitability, for example. When we test any new feature, including the features, we look at a number of metrics, including long-term profitability, to see how these new features will impact the customer experience and our business as any rational store would, but we do not make decisions based on that metric, on that one metric, Amazon said. Amazon often touts its commitment to customer service, and Bezos last year said that the biggest factor in Amazon's success is its obsessive, compulsive focus on the customer as opposed to obsession over the competitor. So let's see what people have to say in comments here. Let's see. Drama Moose says, I initially scoffed at Elizabeth Warren's plan to break up tech giants, but it definitely seems like Amazon and Marketplace and Amazon and Manufacturer distributor need to be broken into separate entities. Let's see. I'm kind of surprised they just started doing that last year. Most retail search engines take into account gross margin. And where this kind of differs, you're going to have companies like, I don't know, say a company like Target, right? Target has some of their own brands, I believe. What is one, the men's one is like the Good Company. They have a number of their own brands, but Target isn't such a behemoth that they're controlling 51% of all e-commerce. Um, so I think the fact that Amazon has third parties like us involved is taking money from us, showing their own products higher. It's in a lot of ways kind of duping the consumer. Like Amazon has become such a giant that we kind of do need to treat them differently than a lot of other companies out there. Let's see. Amazon sets the order. The order things appear in lists on their own website. Just want to make sure I understand what they're doing wrong. So, this guy's kind of saying what I said, which is like, I do, I'm generally kind of a free market guy. I don't like to get in the way of businesses, but when a company becomes as big of Amazon, that they kind of control entire markets and in some ways control all of e-commerce, like, yeah, I do think, we kind of need to step in and kind of put some reins on them. And this guy's kind of saying what I said, which is basically that it's silly to think that Amazon isn't going to favor their own products, right? Like we have a website, we have control over what customers see when they search for items. Like, wouldn't it be common sense to show our own products and things that make us the most money? Uh, and here's where things get kind of weird too, right? Like, in some ways, Amazon has a duty to consumers to show them relevant products and products they want to see and give them good prices. But at the same time, Amazon has a duty to shareholders to make them the most money, and I think that overrides everything. So, I think that's what Amazon's going to favor. Let's see. The sooner people realize that corporations don't glob together to serve you better, the customer, but to eliminate competition and make more money, the better. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. Well, this is annoying. It pales next to the issue of counterfeits and fake reviews. I rarely buy anything on Amazon anymore. It isn't worth the hassle. What's kind of funny about this comment? So I recently canceled my Amazon Prime. I actually canceled my Amazon Prime on Prime Day. And even though I'm not a huge fan of Amazon as a company, even though I like to support local business and support small business, I find myself really wanting to go back to Amazon. I bought a new bike recently, and I wanted to get like a light for it and some other accessories. And like having to go to like some random bike shop and maybe buy one thing from this shop and one thing from this shop and one thing from this shop and having to pay three separate shippings, like it kind of sucks. Like the ease of going on Amazon and ordering all my stuff in one place, super easy. I was going to order some vitamins and supplements and stuff the other day. Same thing. I could go to same day supplements or A1 supplements, but I'm going to pay shipping. I might have to go to two different sites to get what I want. I can find almost everything on Amazon, so I'm almost ready to cave and go back, but I'm still trying to hold out a little bit longer. Let's see. Isn't that the Washington Post? Let's see. They present it as an organic search result with competing products. The store analogy doesn't really work because that's closer to a sponsored placement advertising, which gets labeled as such. If Amazon differentiated clearly between the overall search results and the part containing their products, this would be a non-issue. Similarly, if Amazon sold Amazon products, this would be a non-issue. If Amazon only sold Amazon products, this would be a non-issue. The problem is that Amazon, the store, is selling Amazon to manufacture products alongside other products and allegedly rigging the results of what is presented to customers as organic search, such that the Amazon manufacturer's products are boosted. Yes, it's Amazon's site, but Amazon is the one that chose to make it a marketplace, while simultaneously selling first-party products. At that point where they leverage that into an anti-competitive advantage through what would arguably which would be arguably consumer deceptive means they start running afoul of antitrust laws. So I feel like crap, guys. I'm coughing in your ears here, so I'm going to cut this video short. But wanted to bring this story to your attention. Was curious what you guys have to say about it. I'll link to this in the description box below. If you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below, and we'll catch you on the next one later, guys.